2019 finale of the 360 Sprint Division at the Knoxville Raceway foreshadowed the 2020 point chase. Two main events were on the card. In the first 20-lapper, Carson McCarl chased McKenna Hassey for most of the contest and made the winning pass on the final lap.
Lap car right in the way. Here comes McCarl. Your race now for the lead. Drag race in the back straight away. You've got a new leader. The final time in turn number 3. Hassey to try to answer back on the top side. They're going to be side by side around turn number 4. Drag race to the line. Carson McCarl's going to hold him off and get the win in Knoxville.
Carson would stake claim to the 360 title. Feature number 2, and Jamie Ball flagged the field, holding off 8-time champion Clint Garner in the mid-season championship makeup feature, taking the final race of the season. Carson McCarl and Jamie Ball would be the main contenders for the 2020 360 Championship Cup. Opening night, and the chase was on. Jamie went out early and set fast time.
He's a hometown hero out of Knoxville in the L&J Enterprises, JJK Auctioneers, Iowa Realty, Kaiser Wheels, Slideways Karting. Number 5J, that's Jamie Ball. Jamie Ball in car number 5J. Jamie Ball coming across now. That's quick time, 17.005, 17005.
Carson went out late.
Out of Altoona, Iowa, the Jetco, Searsboro Telephone, Blondie Motorsports, the Bird Concrete, Deanfield Farms, 27 to Carson McCarl. Carson McCarl in car number 27. First lap time coming up here from McCarl. 5th quick at a 17.190, 17190.
After the heat races were in the books, and with an invert of 6, Carson sat on the front row of the main event. Jamie was outside row 3. The 24-car field was set for 18 laps around the big half mile.
2 by 2 and nose to tail, they'll stack them up, coming to the white line, and Green is out. Nearly 3 wide as they race down the front chute, mid-pack sorting them out. John Egan will lead him into turn number 2.
Egan shows the way in that 64. He'll have some company though. Carson McCarl right behind him. The top 2 cars, nice, strong start up front.
Clint Garner runs in that 3rd spot. He'll bring Matt Morrow with him. Jamie Ball rounds out your top 5 as they run off at turn number 4.
The 27 and 5J ran 2nd and 5th until the leader encountered a lap 8 misfortune.
Oh boy, your leader into the wall in turns 1 and 2.
Carson would inherit the lead and bring the field to the restart.
Carson brings him off the bottom of turn number 4 to the cone. Clint Garner stays right with him. Carson goes to the top. Here comes Garner on the bottom. Your race for the lead. Here they go into turn 2. Not enough. Carson McCarl will hold on to the top spot down the back straightaway. Garner now Jamie Ball up to 3rd. Matt Morrow 4th. And 5 cars battling for 5th.
McCarl would lead the final 5 miles and take the win.
As Carson McCarl picks up in 2020 where he left off in 2019, he'll come around turn 4. Carson McCarl wins at Knoxville Raceway on Pella Motors Craig Ford season opener night.
Race fans, give it up for C-Mac, Carson McCarl.
Carson explained the ledge was a little precarious.
It just got really tricky, it started to fall off on both ends, and got really tricky. And I just kept telling myself, if I'm having this much trouble with it, Garner probably is too. So I just got to keep hitting my marks and do the best I can and be hammered down as hard as I can, with the difficulties there on the cushion, and we should be tough to beat. He poked his nose to me on the inside of that start. I just didn't really very good start. I knew if I hit my marks, we'd be good.
The 27 team would be atop the point standings after the win. But with the 5J finishing 3rd, the lead was only 2 points. 14 days later, the top 2 in the standings again began the main event in the 1st and 3rd rows. But the outcome would be a little different.
Joe Beaver goes right to the bottom. He can't get the top spot away as Carson McCarl will lead him into turn number 2 down the back chute now. They'll start to sort him out back in the pack, but the battle for the 3rd spot as they race into turn 3.
Matt Morrow slammed the door on the 5J at Ball entering turn number 3, and now here comes Gardner around as well. That did not affect Jamie Ball at all, though. He'll have that 3rd place spot looking for more in turn number 1.
He's looking for 2nd now as he goes to the bottom of turns 1 and 2. Car locked down on the inside as they work down the back chute now. Side by side with Joe Beaver. Battle for 2nd into turn 3. Here comes Jamie Ball.
They're going to be dead even off of turn number 4 and now give the slight advantage to the 5J. Plenty of time to try and run down your leader.
2 laps later, Ball was looking for the lead.
Going to be side by side, Ball on the bottom side. That bottom is really strong for the 5J right now. And now Carson slides down low. Where will Ball go? He'll go to the top side. Not quite there. Just he'll have to fall back in line.
Well, Jamie Ball will have to go where Carson is, and if he plans to pass him as they race into turns 3 and 4. Carson up on the high side. Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Jamie would find the place where Carson wasn't after the restart.
Jamie Ball right there as they run down the front chute past the cone. Carson to the bottom. Here comes Jamie Ball to the outside, looking for the lead off of turn number 2. Jamie Ball takes the lead down the back chute now. Carson McCarl also right there in the second spot. Here comes Joe Beaver and Matt Jewell. They'll battle for third.
A lot of racing still to go on this one. Jewell's going to close the gap to 27, entering turn number 1 and goes down to the bottom side. Joe Beaver has an open track in front of him up top, so keep your eye on the battle going on for second, third right behind them.
Carson McCarl in the second spot. Matt Jewell down to the inside now. He's in third, closing in on McCarl. They nearly get together side by side in 4. Here comes Matt Jewell to second.
McCarl would fall another spot before the finish, as Ball maintained his advantage and sailed to the win.
Over in turn number 3, there's going to be a party tonight at the Knoxville Raceway. Jamie Ball off of turn 4 wins at the Knoxville Raceway in a Hy-Vee night.
Race fans, let's go up top. Give it up for Jamie Ball.
Jamie knew negotiating turn 2 would be the key to take the lead.
I knew I had to get off turn 2, and I figured if I could get off 2, that I had a decent enough line in 3 and 4 to hold them off. But my hats goes off to these guys. I'm just a lucky one that gets to drive it and give it all up to God. I'm lucky for all the opportunities I have. That was fun. Everybody's having fun. We don't have no hired help. It's my friends and my family putting in the long hours. My fiance JC can attest that I stayed late every night this week just to make this thing as good as it was. So I'm just very lucky. That's about all I can say.
Race night number 3, Jamie was 56 markers ahead of Carson. He continued his great qualifying efforts and was second fast in qualifying. Feature time, Jamie started on the front row, and Carson started 9th.
To the white line, 20 laps of distance, green flag is out. Down the chute into the turn, Brian Brown will lead him down the back straightaway. Jamie Ball in the second spot. Ricky Montgomery running in that third position. The car number 66, Clint Garner in the fourth spot as they work off of turn 4.
Lap 6, Ball was looking for the lead.
Jamie Ball closing in on Brian Brown. Your race is for the lead in turn 4. Off of turn 4, Brian Brown trying to fend off the challenge. Here comes Jamie Ball to the inside of turn number 1. Gets the car a little bit sideways. Stays right alongside of Brian Brown down the back straightaway, wheel to wheel. Oh, they touch wheels into turn 3. They touch wheels as Brian Brown went to the bottom of turn number 3.
A few laps later, Jamie was battling with the 8-time champ.
Clint Garner has caught Jamie Ball. Jamie Ball in the second spot. Clint Garner running third up on the top side of the racetrack. Ball slides up to block. Garner right there, looking low, now goes back high. Jamie Ball goes to the bottom of turn 1, slides up across the racetrack to the cushion. In turn number 2, here comes Garner back to the inside. Down the back straightaway they go nose to tail. Jamie Ball and Clint Garner duking it out for the second spot.
Jamie would end the night in the runner-up spot, as Carson would charge from his 9th starting spot to a 4th place finish. Race night number 4 found Ball posting a 94-point lead in the championship chase. Back-to-back second quick times, and the 4th week in a row with a top 3 in time trials. Jamie started in the 4th row of the main event.
Looking for the green flag. We're underway in your 360A main.
Much better start this time as they come off the racetrack down the front straightaway. Stacked up down the front chute, 3 wide in turn number 1. Brian Brown goes through the middle to take day to the high side. Now he'll find himself 4th. Down the back straightaway, they battle for the lead. Joe Beaver leads him into 3.
Beaver shows the way, but Goosey going to go up top. Here comes Brian Brown, going to go try the top side around Harley White.
Ball worked his way to 4th place after the first 7 laps, and a restart set up some passing opportunities.
Down into turn 1, Boguski goes to the bottom. Joe Beaver right back to the top of the racetrack, side by side for the 3rd spot. Now here comes Jamie Ball working on Harley White.
Couldn't quite make the pass. Harley White holding her own, that podium spot. Now Ball to the inside, pulls a slide job. He'll get the move over in turn number 3, and now in 4, he'll have the 3rd place spot. Harley White back to 4th. Ball was runner-up last night, riding in 3rd in turn number 1.
Jamie Ball with some speed as they go into turn number 2. Oh, Joe Beaver way over the cushion, nose wing, down on the 53 car.
Jamie Ball now in that runner-up spot, 13 laps, now 12 laps to try and catch up to Boguski in turn 1.
The 5J then set his sights on the leader and caught him in traffic.
Here comes your leader and Jamie Ball in turn number 1.
Boguski pinned down in traffic. Here comes Jamie Ball to the outside. Your race is for the lead. Down the back chute, you've got a new leader.
Ball picked up the win earlier this season, looking for win number 2 in 2020 around turn 3 and 4. Now shows the way. Scott Boguski's got to get around Joe Beaver, but he's having a hard time doing it off the corner of turn 4. Ball pulling away.
Jamie Ball now has to delegate traffic himself as Boguski's in the second spot. He'll get by Joe Beaver, the lap car, in turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Jamie Ball this time by. We'll see the white flag, 1 to go.
Final time around turn 3 and 4. He's got 2 cars battling for position right in front of him. Down to the inside. There goes Boguski, your race, Tony, for the lead.
Your race is for the lead. The next flag's the checker. Jamie Ball slides to the top. Boguski gets back by. Down the back straightaway. Here comes Jamie Ball to the outside. Side by side for the lead. Boguski on the bottom. Jamie Ball on the top. Here they come for the checkers. Off of turn 4. Who's it going to be? It's going to Scott Boguski.
Although second was a little disappointing for Ball, he now held a 191-point lead at the end of the weekend. Carson had squeaked out a top 10 at the end of week 4, and with the 24th in qualifying, saw himself sinking in the standings. Race night number 5, C-Mac pushed out for qualifying and righted the ship. McCarl was second quick and earned himself a third row starting spot with Ball in row 4.
The green flag is out. McCarl jumps down to the inside. He'll show the way to the lead over in turn number 1 and 2. Beaver going to try to answer back. He pulls right behind that 17A down the back straightaway. Strong start for the top 2 cars, and now Beaver goes to the inside. Your race continues to be for the lead. He'll slide job over in turn 3 and 4. He's got it for now. McCarl points the nose back down below. Great racing up front. They nearly make contact entering turn 1.
While big brother Austin was racing for the lead, Carson motored up to third. By lap 10, Carson was eyeing up second.
Carson McCarl dives down to the inside. He's got 2 lap cars there. Just squeezes by Josh Hickday in front of him. Beaver right behind. He'll make some room and has the runner-up spot down the back chute. Trey Stark still trying to battle for that 4th place spot, over in turn 3. As they all again shift to the top side of the racetrack. Carson McCarl riding in that runner-up spot.
A late race restart, and Carson would have to deal with the 53 again.
We'll finish it off. Green flag is out. Another great start that time for Austin in turn 1. Joe Beaver goes down to the inside, a crossover on Carson McCarl. He'll try and battle for that runner-up spot off of turn number 2. It's a drag race in the back straightaway. Carson looks to the inside, and Beaver will give him the line.
The 27 team would end up with the silver and cut the 5J's point lead to 116 as Ball finished a respectable 6th. Race night number 6, and Carson continued doing well in qualifying. Getting a good draw and going out early in the first group of qualifiers, he set fast time topping the 46-car field, grabbing the most points possible. Jamie would go out late, qualifying 9th and getting second in his heat race. He'd have to start 14th in the feature while Carson sat on the front row.
Great start from Haferteep on the inside to lead the field in turns 1 and 2. Henderson to the bottom as well, and he's into the 2 spot, nearly 3 wide for third. Carson McCarl up high, a big run off of turn number 2, and he takes the 2 spot down the back stretch.
And McCarl wasted no time getting that runner-up spot coming around turn 3 and 4. It will be Haferteep who shows the way, but keep your eye on the battle going on for a second now behind him. Clint Gunner has his hands full with Brian Brown over in turn 1.
Henderson to the inside off of turn number 2. He'll dive into the corner and take the 2 spot down the back straightaway.
6 laps in, and Carson was defending the 3rd spot.
Brian Brown starting to reel in Carson McCarl in that battle for 3rd.
McCarl to the inside, Brown to the outside, still not quite side by side. He'll look to the inside this time as McCarl goes low to your race now for the 3rd spot in turn number 2. McCarl back underneath as Brown had it for a second. He'll readjust and try again in turn number 3.
Carson McCarl reclaims the 3rd spot.
Carson would hold on to the bronze and dig into Jamie's point lead. Race night number 7, Carson found himself only 24 markers down. He found his setup for qualifying as he went out late in the first group of qualifiers, setting his second fast time in a row. Jamie's qualifying times had been tapering off, but he turned in a sixth fast time, which was better than the previous 2 weeks. A third in his heat race had him starting fifth row of the main event, but Carson sat second row outside.
3 wide, back in the pack as they work down the front straightaway, but down into turn number 1, Joe Beaver leads them. Joe Beaver leading down the back chute now, 3 wide off of turn number 2. Brooke Tatnell, Kerry Madsen, and Aaron Reitzel duking it out. That's the race for 4th or 5th as they work into turn number 4. Joe Beaver leads lap 1, now side by side for the second spot. Carson McCarl on the inside of Westbrook. Dylan Westbrook on the outside. Here comes Carson McCarl. McCarl down to the inside, still wheel to wheel. He'll slide up across the nose and take the second spot. Westbrook now moves to the bottom in the third spot. Scott Boguski racing in that 4th position. The Sawblade.com, car number 28, racing 4th. Now to the inside of Westbrook. Kerry Madsen racing in the 5th spot as they are about to race for the lead. In turn 3, you've got a new leader. Carson McCarl rockets to the inside of turn 4 to take the lead.
McCarl would never look back and lead the final 15 circuits for win number 2 of the season.
Kerry Madsen going to the top. He's closing in on your leader. Checkered flag will wave off of turn 4, and Carson McCarl gets the win.
Carson topped the 46-car field that had a lot of tough competitors. He knew if he stayed on the bottom, he would be tough to beat.
My car felt so good on the bottom, especially off of 3. You know, I could just really honk it as hard as I wanted to. I knew if I hit my marks in 1 and 2, it didn't let Beaver, one of those guys, get a run on the outside, I should be fine. A lot of tough cars tonight, you know, with Reitzel and Madsen and Dominic here, so to get the job done feels even more special for tonight.
The victory vaulted the 2017 to the top of the championship chase by 47 points, with only 1 point night left before the 360 Nationals. Race night number 8, Jamie Ball had fallen to second place in his quest for the 360 sprint car title. Ball got his elbows up and qualified 3rd, but with a bad heat race finish, started 12th in the feature. McCarl's qualifying and heat race finish was a little worse, and he started 19th. Jamie would move up to 6th early in the contest.
And we got Jamie Ball coming around turn number 2 in the back straightaway. Ball on a roll tonight. He was your point leader earlier in the season, now back to second, but now showing he wants that top spot back as he is moving through the field here early on, up to 6th already. Great run for the 5J over in turn 2.
Ball's car seemed to fade at the end as he finished 8th. McCarl would charge up for a 10th place finish, giving him only a 22-point lead. The 360 Nationals was a non-point event. Jamie Ball had a disappointing weekend. He timed 34th and finished 8th in the B main in his preliminary feature. Ball picked up the D main trophy on championship night. Carson's Nationals went pretty well. His preliminary night saw him qualify 3rd and finish 6th in the feature. The 27 team earned the 10th in the 25-lap championship race. Race night number 9 didn't happen, as the last 5 races were lost due to the coronavirus. So the season came to an abrupt halt. The heated battle for the championship was over. Carson McCarl collected his second title in a row.